Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today in Division 2 we're going to be going over the new global event, the Golden Bullet, as well as the global event shop. I'm going to show you where it's at and what you should do with your currency or your stars, probably what the best thing to spend it on and the most efficient. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe, and if you like the video, smash that like button. Alright, first off, we're going to go over the important stuff first. So if you want to find the global event shop, don't listen to the game. It says it's at the base of operations. I went around the whole thing. It's actually on the outside. If you turn right, there's like this Al Franken looking dude. Alright, so when we look at the global event shop, you'll see that we have every single cache, even name caches. So weapon crafting caches and gear crafting caches, recal, all that. We also have the season 4 and exotic caches. Now what I would suggest really is don't waste your money on any of the season 4. You really don't need it. It's not that great of gear in my personal opinion. And the exotic caches, it's very easy to get those. You can get 3 or 4 of those a week. I would honestly put all of your stars or currency into the named item caches. So I went through I ran 3 missions. I ended up with 99 stars. I don't know if that was the cap or I just got lucky and hit 99. And I was able to buy about 10 or 11 named caches. I got a couple good weapons and I got the death grips and a few other things that I ended up just scrapping. But honestly, that is probably the best thing to buy. My main philosophy behind this is everything else is easily farmable, but there is not really too many ways for us to farm named caches. Exotics, you can farm those materials. It's very easy to go out in the world and just grind for materials, and the optimization caches just don't give us enough materials at this point in time. I just feel like everything else is bait for us to waste it, so we don't buy named caches. You could spend it on the season 4 caches, but I really feel like that's a waste because even if you don't have the season pass, I don't know about you guys, but I have been getting overloaded by battery packs. I think I've got like 200 battery packs within a week or two, or at least since TU12 launch. It is kind of crazy, and just wondering how many you guys got. I was like, no matter what, I go to Summit, anywhere in the game, it's just battery pack, battery pack, battery pack. As always, you're going to want to go into your pause menu or escape menu and go up to the seasons tab, and then go ahead, open it and activate it, and then you'll get the little badge just for activating it, and then you'll be able to queue up. And anytime you queue up, let's say you go into random heroic missions, you're going to get into a group with other people that have that on. And let's say you actually have friends and you're not like me. When you go into a group, make sure whoever the lead is, if you guys plan on doing the global event, make sure they have it activated or you're not going to get any rewards. Now the rewards, usually I would say go after them, but it really doesn't seem that necessary, but we're going to get into that after all. And just make sure the locations is only active in DC, New York. It's not active in Dark Zone, Conflict, Expedition, Raids. As always, it would just be way too overpowered. So the way Golden Bullet works, there's going to be a random enemy, I would say about every 15 seconds. They're going to get a little icon of a bullet over their head and it will slowly go around and they'll load the gun. Now you want to kill them before they load the gun, but if they've already loaded the gun, you can still kill them and you're going to get this massive damage boost. And I felt like I got a rate of fire boost. Maybe I was just having too much fun. And anytime you kill another enemy, it's going to extend it. So it's just going to refresh that buff so you don't have to worry about it. So you just want to keep killing things. One thing I would be worried about if you were trying to keep the buff up, make sure you kill enemies that are going to die fast. So if you try to kill a warhound, you know it sometimes takes 5 seconds for that kill to actually activate. So if you're really low, I would try going after a red, yellow. It doesn't really matter. You're going to be melting everything. Chungas may take a couple clips, but really that's not that bad. And another thing is I don't think drones are going to proc it, but definitely the little mini tanks and warhounds will. Just be careful and pay attention to your buff, because when it runs out, you're going to be fighting your teammates to try to get that buff. Now, since it is random, but I feel like it usually goes on to elite mobs, so you're gonna have to be careful because it will just random. Sometimes it'll be a sniper and they're hard to hit, and if they're down there and they got the golden bullet and they've already loaded it, they're gonna start taking out your team. Same thing with chungas. When the chungas get it, it gets kind of crazy. You just want to get in cover so you don't get hit by that bullet until it goes away, because if nobody has a golden bullet buff active and you can't take out that chunga, he's just going to wipe your team. team. I saw it, and luckily we all had revive hives, but damn, was it scary on viewpoint. Now, as for builds, it doesn't really matter what you use. You can use whatever and have fun. But as for me, I've noticed that everybody is trying to fight and try to get that golden bullet buff. So you're going to want something that you can take down enemies fairly quick. Now, I found just a typical red build, something that you would go into a legendary mission or something you take into the raid. 60 crit hit damage. I'm going to show a picture of my character screen so you can see what I was using. I just found it was the most effective thing to use to steal those kills from your friends. And not only that, when you get the buff, I was doing something over like 1 million damage per bullet, and it was getting kind of insane. And you can just melt chungas, you can melt everything in there. It's not really a problem. I did find myself dying a lot because I was just having so much fun and I just wanted to keep that buff up. I brought a shield and a revive hive, but as soon as that went down, I just kept going. I didn't care if I had 30% health, 10%, if I was full, I just kept going through until I died, and I just rinse and repeat. It was just fun, and it was really nice to play a global event like this, just like when the Guardian event came out. Now, as for rewards, probably the best thing is just same thing I always say, go up to tier 6, get your name cash, but if you want to go through all the way to tier 10, it is definitely worth it, and really you do not need to keep the global event on all week. I found out after I did my first 3 missions and had most of my objectives and challenges done that it wasn't really worth it. I got up to 100 with those 3 missions, but I did 3 more, and I only ended up getting about 7 or 8 stars because you only get an extra star every level, so it wouldn't be really worth it until new challenges come up, and then you can just grind out the next day. But if you want to go ham and you're just trying to get those name caches, I don't blame you. Now, as for the challenges, they're pretty easy, at least for day 1. I had no problem. I did my 3 missions. I wasn't even paying attention to the challenges, and I had 99% of them done. It's going to be really easy, but usually there is a couple funky niche ones. It's you need to use a deflector, or you need to do something weird. You got to kill them 2 enemies while they're blind. It's generally something stupid and annoying, and a lot of times I will just say, if you're able to, depending on what the challenge is, like I said, I don't know what they are yet, but if it's something easily farmed, just go to that first corridor in Federal Emergency Bunker and just don't kill the last enemy, rinse and repeat, and it's very easy. Like last time I had to do deflector kills, I was able to do that in 5 minutes. Now, just for a breakdown, if you're trying to do it as efficient as possible, I would just turn it on, go ahead, do all your challenges. It'll probably take 3 to 4 missions, maybe take 2 or 3, get that done, and you can turn it back off and come back the next day. Otherwise, there's no reason to really keep it on. Yeah, you will get some extra stars, but it is pretty slow pace unless you are just speed leveling out there, and then it won't really be an issue. But really, in my personal opinion, this global event is very fun. Guardians was very fun. Massive has done a really great job. They've done a lot of bad things, but I think we really need to give them praise for these global events. The global event shop was a great thing. Being able to farm name caches every 2 or 3 weeks is an awesome thing. Just the global events in general feel really good, and I feel really fun. Even though I was dying a lot, I was having a blast. As soon as that gets up and you're just trying to keep it up, you're like, kill, 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 and you're just going and going and going. It was really fun, and if you are just so tired of global events, just come in, go ahead and try it, and I guarantee you're gonna have a blast. Just put on your favorite build, or you can put on a red build. I just wanted to steal those kills and keep my buffs up the whole time and just melt everything. But I hope you guys enjoy this global event, because I did, and please let me know down in the comments what you are thinking of the global event, because it's just a blast for me. And also, guys, if you're looking for other videos, whether it's build videos, tutorials, Division 2 news, anything for old players, new players, and everything in between, go ahead and check out my channel. And thanks again for watching.